Let's talk positives. We scored first, we scored last, but everything in between was pretty much the Broncos' way. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, so we lost 28-14. And as I said before, we started off hot 7-0 because after the fumble, which great punch up by Shot Total there, set up with good field position, and Bryce kind of dinking and dunking down the field, really based on the run and basically getting the ball out quickly to either Chuba Hubbard or Miles Sanders. And then a great strike to Xavier Leggett, which honestly I was like, hey, look, it's not anything that I want that's down the field, but it's still something, quick, easy passes, getting it back into the rhythm. Unfortunately, it was only check downs. It was only those short little things that's not really going to do well against a really good defense in the Denver Broncos. And it showed throughout the game. Obviously, our defense is depleted, but getting back Joseph Jewell was definitely a big help. Getting back to David Clowney, also a really big help. So we were able to get some stops, but at the end of the day, when your offense can't do anything, they're like I can't remember how many three and outs, but at one point it was like 3, 4, or 5 3 and outs. It was pretty demoralizing for a defense to try to do your best against, hey, Bo Nix had a great game. He had a great game, especially, getting out of the pocket as far as like throwing on the run. So I commemorate him for that. But it's also demoralizing for a defense when you constantly have to get out onto the field. It kind of got chippy there, especially after like some of the trick plays and all that kind of stuff. And there's gonna be some Panthers fans that'll be like, "Oh, Sean Payton shut down that." Da, da, da. Here's my thought of it: why don't you stop them? Because I'm not going to be like, oh well, they shouldn't do that. Now, if you get a player injured because you're doing something stupid like that, then that is your prerogative, and then you should be called up for that. But if you're doing like trick plays when you're up and whatever, if we can't stop you, then you can do it. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's disrespectful. Well, guess what? It's his decision to make. But if someone gets injured, then you can clown him for it. But yeah, it was a rough game. So we dropped down to 1-7. We play the Saints, and then we play the Giants and Germany next, and then we have our bye week. So upcoming is the NFL trade deadline, which I don't know who's still going to be here when the NFL trade deadline comes to play, because I think that our best is to acquire assets, but who should stay? There's some players that I want to stay that I'll eventually talk about as it gets closer, but it's pretty evident that um, we're going to end up with a top three pick, obviously. We're going to be addressing the defense heavily in the free agency. And if it goes my way, also in the draft. I want us to go heavy in the draft. I know that some people want a quarterback. I do not. Mainly because I don't want to be put in the same situation that we were last year. Because I don't think there's a savior in this quarterback class. So, for all you Panthers fans, it was a rough game, of course, but you saw Jalen Coker make some strides. Xavier Leggett make some strides. And both Tommy Trimble and also Jadavian Sanders had some good looks. So the young talent that we have on the team, the young rookies, or in case Tommy Trimble, maybe we might bring him back because his contract is expiring. There's some positives of this evaluation, because at this point it's just evaluation for the Panthers, and that's the best way I can put it. But I'm just going to keep on moving on. Of course, I'm going to still support my Panthers. It was a crazy weekend of football, honestly. And we'll talk more about that on Ground Gurus with my partner, Luke. But thank you so much for watching the video. As always, keep pounding. And all you other NFL fans, I guess, hope and pray you get some of our players in the trade deadline, because we're going to be shipping a lot of them off. So, again, thank you so much. See you in the next one.